Mrs. Gerber here with another library lesson. Today we are continuing on in our engineering design challenge, and we're moving on to step number 4. And this is the fun one. This is where we get to create. So we will be following the plan that you created last time and actually creating your boat. Now, it's completely okay if as you're creating, you end up changing your plan and not following exactly what it is. You can use the materials that are in your kit, or if you have other materials around you or at home that you can use, you can certainly do that too. Okay, to get started, we're going to look at some pictures of boats because it might spark some inspiration, and it's always good to do some research before we create. So let's take a look at these pictures and then we'll get started creating today. Now let's take a look at some boats in real life. Here we have a pontoon boat. Notice how it has a little canopy over top. This one looks like more of a raft, doesn't it? Notice how the edges come up around it. Here's a canoe. Look at the shape of this one, how it's long and skinny with those big high edges that come together at the points. This one's made out of plastic. It looks like a canoe shape too, doesn't it? Just not as pointy on the ends. Here we have one that can be used on the beach here for emergencies. Notice how it's made out of wood. It's completely flat here, but it has each of those pieces underneath to help it float on top of the water. And you probably recognize this one, a sailboat. Almost looks like a pirate ship, right? Notice all those different sails are different shapes like triangles and rectangles. Here's a fancy boat. It's got a couple different layers to it. And here's an even fancier one, a cruise ship. Pretty big boat, right? With tons of different layers. All right, now let's go ahead and look at some examples of some homemade ones that'll hopefully give you some inspiration when you create. Okay, notice this one here. There are straws that are crisscrossing on the bottom, but if you take a peek underneath, you can actually see there's foil in there with a layer of paper on top, and they even used a little cup in there to hold. This one's made out of just straws, nice and flat, but then they have that one little piece coming up. You could even turn that part of it into a sail if you wanted to. This one here is mainly used out of just foil, although they did put some sails on there with paper and straws that they cut. And the last one, they used popsicle sticks. You can see there are popsicle sticks on the bottom under there, and they wrapped the middle part in foil. I can see some rubber bands they wrapped around there. They used a cup as well. And then I love the sails that were added with the popsicle sticks. They actually called this little boat the Little Mermaid, is what that little flag says. So those are just some ideas to give you inspiration as you are creating today. Here I am in Seesaw, so the directions say to watch Mrs. Gerber's video first. And then number 2 says create. Follow your plans that you drew in your kit from before and use the materials in your engineering design process kit to make a boat, raft, or other floating device that could carry Gingerbread Fred. You can also use any other materials that you have at home to create. Once you're done creating, take a picture of it. You could take a picture using the camera or video. So let's go ahead when we click Add Response here. You can either take a photo here, just snap a picture of your boat, or take a video of it. Now, we're not actually testing it in water today. We're just creating. And then you're going to either snap a picture or video to show me your creation. Next time we'll get to test it out, okay? All right, I cannot wait to see your boats. I hope you have fun creating today.